So in the new way of working or future of working, now imagine that, so for the last, AI, as the AI of course is being developed for the last, let's say 1 or 2 years, right? So a lot of time when companies started, SAP included, you would sort of build these as a use case, saying it can do a certain thing, right? It can say apply leave automatically, or it does the error detection or resolution like I showed you, right? But imagine if you could just sort of say that, Mohit, why don't we simply put all the data that you have or you have in your HR data, and in this case success factor, just make it available to AI, and like how I use, say, ChatGPT of the world, I can just ask anything and it understands all the data that I have for my HR employees and all that, and it should just answer. So if I simply say, hey, who has the highest salary in the company, it should tell me, of course, given the authorization and all that. And who are the 10, who are the top 5% top performers, it should be able to give me, right? So now, precisely that's what we are doing with this. So just for you, some of the tech enthusiasts in the audience. So this is based on the SAP knowledge graph. This is our proprietary sort of algorithm behind the scene that we have. So now what you could do, your managers as well as you as an HR practitioners, you could simply ask any of the questions. So very simple example in this case, that if you're a manager or an HR dealing with, let's say somebody, your top talent has gotten an offer from your competitor and you are trying hard to sort of propose something. So in a traditional sense, you will go to reports, go to your analytics system and say, hey, who is this person is, when was the last promotion was and how much bonuses had, if you give stock, all sorts of information. So it takes typically quite a while for you to sort of gather all this information, right? But with the agent, with the joule agent, what you can do is very simple. You can simply ask all these questions, and of course in a very conversational manner. So if I just simply ask that, hey, how long, let's say Thomas is the one that we are trying to retain, and in this case we'll ask, hey, how long Thomas has been working. Start with some of the basic stuff, right? And we gradually build on, so we look at all the information, the summary that Marcus is long tenured employee, so and so forth, joined so and so, right? Then we look at a bit more, hey, what sort of bonus plan, salary information, any of the stocks, right? So the AI actually goes into different parts of success factor. So it's not just behind the scene one aspect of your data, it could sort of go join the data from our data based point of view. So the complex queries, etc., etc. So it runs all of that behind the scene, but of course to the end user is very simple. All of course I as an end user will care about is the outcome that I'm getting, right? So the outcome is that I get that all the information that I need in order to support my critical business operation. And of course, example is retaining my top talent. I can actually get all this information very easily at my fingertips. Just ask the AI, the joule in this case for us, and all of that. When was the last promotion? And of course, you could even go, so what sort of proposed salary that I should, ask for retain, and all that, right? So all of that can be sort of supported within the application, right? So this is just an example that I wanted to share with you. So I asked, of course, few questions. You can pretty much ask all sorts of different questions. If they have disciplinary action, you can, hey, is there a disciplinary action for this particular employee? Because maybe I'm considering this particular employee for an award, but then this is a basic sanity check that I want to do before I nominate this person for an award, right? So it could, of course, use case can be pretty much anything and everything. Okay, so that's how just to give a glimpse of how the future of working we are envisioning. Some of this is of course already in the product, some of this is coming in H1, and some of this is roadmap. Yeah, we can of course walk you through later on that. Okay, so back to you, Sujay.
Thanks. Okay.